What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today's review is Locke. Locke is a 2013 drama film that was written and directed by Stephen Knight and was first requested to me by Jasoon, or Jason with an extra O, 147 on my Nocturnal Animals review that I released back on the 10th of December. So this plot description is going to be a very short one. In Locke, Tom Hardy plays a construction foreman named Ivan Locke. Ivan is driving to a certain location in his BMW, and he attempts to deal with a couple different problems simultaneously while he drives towards his destination. And as these problems escalate, he has to make decisions as to how best to solve each one via only telephone conversations in his car. And I really can't say any more than that so I don't spoil anything. That's the basic plot of Locke. Okay, so Locke was a film that I knew absolutely nothing about until I watched it like an hour ago. I hadn't ever heard of it before, never watched the trailer, nothing. And when I finished watching this film, that kind of saddened me because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that aren't seeing great drama films like Locke, including myself. This is easily one of the most simplistic films that I've seen, but it somehow managed to keep me captivated for the vast majority of it because it's really bold and, more importantly, difficult to take a simple premise and simple plot and basically one character and try to package that into a film in such an effective way. But Locke does just that excellently, I should add, because I found myself incredibly invested in Ivan's life and his simultaneous dilemmas in a way that I didn't think was possible just by taking an hour and 20-minute car ride with the man. And I think a big part of why this film will keep you invested is Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is easily one of the best actors out there right now, and his ability to transform himself into basically any role is nothing short of incredible. His work as Ivan is so effective in Locke because it's extremely layered. You don't ever get a ton of information about Ivan, but Tom Hardy's performance, particularly in his facial expressions and tone during his various phone calls, relays so much information about who Ivan is as a person and where his values lie. This film would never ever work with a lesser actor in this role because it's too simplistic. There is a massive burden on Tom Hardy to deliver so much information about his character by simply driving a car and talking on the phone. The script paces the story effectively, but it's Tom Hardy who does basically all the heavy lifting here. This entire story is set in one confined area, and that's Ivan's BMW. It takes place in different locations because he's obviously driving through different areas, but everything that happens visibly on screen in Locke happens in Ivan's car. And even though I think this confined setting is pulled off pretty exceptionally, I don't think this is going to be a film that everyone enjoys. If you knew nothing about Locke going in besides seeing the trailer maybe, you might hit like the 40-minute mark and expect the story to progress outside of Ivan's BMW, and it never does. And this is something that I don't think is going to satisfy just any movie lover. I think this is a film that's for the hardcore cinema fan that really loves artistic dramas and are looking for an entertaining film surely, but also one that isn't afraid to be different and defy standard expectations. This is an incredible telling of a very realistic, small-scale story that is very effective despite the fact that you spend all of your time inside the car. This is an emotional journey where you spend your time with Ivan learning about what he truly believes and values. My interpretation of Locke is that this is a film that makes a very concerted effort to focus their attention on the deeper introspective themes that will vary from viewer to viewer and simply use the story as a vehicle to get the viewer to that point. The big lessons you take away from this film will vary based upon your insights and personal experiences, but for me, it was all about the power of commitment and having a set of rules that you live your life by. I don't really want to go deeper than that because there's just too much chance I'll spoil something for you. So the last thing I want to touch on is another element that really impressed me about Locke, and that's the cinematography. I didn't know you could shoot a man in his car talking on the phone in such interesting ways, but Locke manages to surprise you at every turn. There's this immersion factor that makes you feel like you're an invisible viewer just taking a ride with Ivan for an hour and a half, and you'll get comfortable in that car very quickly because the film moves at such a quick pace, and the visuals do such a great job making you feel that tension and pure emotion over the phone calls. It's pretty brilliant in that way. Because like I said, the only actor you see on screen is Tom Hardy. There are other characters, but you never actually see anyone else on screen. You only hear their voices over the phone calls, and you learn a ton about them without ever seeing what they actually look like. So you get to visually see how Tom Hardy is affected by the problems you're hearing about, but with the other characters you only hear their voices and your imagination has to do the rest of the work. But overall, I really enjoyed Locke, and its execution of a small-scale, simple story was exceptional. I thought it had an incredibly fresh and well well-crafted story, crazy good acting from Tom Hardy, great discussion of intellectual topics, and some beautiful cinematography. And as you can tell, there was nothing I didn't like about this film. I'm going to give Locke a 10 out of 10 and definitely recommend you check this one out, but only if you're into the more artistic style of drama films and can handle the simplicity of this story. So did you guys see Locke yet? What did you think of it? If not, let me know why not. And also let me know your favorite film that Tom Hardy is in that's not named The Dark Knight Rises. He doesn't have to be the lead in the film you name, just the key character. That's all for now though. This is WillFoxification signing off. See you in the next review.